All right, have not fans. This video is about the good old fashioned campfire we had last night. And as I said in the episode review, even I was shocked that last night we got the cliffhanger ending where Catherine threw the match on the gasoline that Veronica poured around the house. That was something else. Even I didn't see that coming because that was good. Because, I mean, honestly, when you think about it, the main focus going into this episode was Candace finally finding out about her son. But then Tyler Perry threw a loophole or a freaking horseshoe at us and had us ending on the note with the house being burnt down. That was just incredible. I loved it. But there are just a lot of things about that one scene in terms of just Veronica having, legit glee and, burning down the house. I mean, honestly, if she gives up, law and a rehab clinic, she can go into arson because she enjoys that too much. And the one little side note of her saying, this would be even better if Jim's inside or Jim was here. And I think, oh my God, it just reminds me of when she burnt down her own house, just sat on the stoop lighting a cigarette with David on the inside. Apparently she loves not just a house burning, but a good old husband barbecue. So I just love how hesitant Catherine was at the whole situation. The whole like, what are you doing? Stop pouring that gasoline. It's like, I'm not burning my house. But then you had Veronica to snap her into reality in terms of, look, you did what you did to Jennifer, but I'm not going down with you. So what I loved about that moment is you look at a few episodes ago where she was running for her life from Catherine because she was scared to death. And now it's like Veronica taking the reins again. It's like, look, I know we hate each other, but bitch, I'm not going down because of something stupid you did. So burn the house. So there goes the evidence, because it goes back to what I was saying in another video about will Catherine burn or cremate Jennifer. And in that video, because the title would have been too long, I even mentioned that, she might actually burn down her house as well. Because if you remember after, Quincy was killed in Candace's house, and she took all that bleach and whatnot and was trying to clean the floor area. And you can tell that part of the floor was different, a different shade than the other because of all the scrubbing with the bleach. And then Veronica came in. Again, I forgot the liquid, but the name of the liquid. She came in, dumped that stuff on the floor and walked out. Then when Candace cut the light off, you could see the blood stains everywhere. I'm pretty sure even though the Malones were there to do a thorough cleaning, there might have been a chance that the police could have done the same thing that Veronica did, dumped the liquid on the floor, cut the lights out, and then saw the blood residue. But if I'm not mistaken, I didn't think that after the Malones cleaned up Jennifer's body from the Cryer house, nobody really mentioned that, well, you know what, even though the Malones cleaned up, I clearly see that spot on the floor is a different shade than the other one. So, but I'm pretty sure just to keep things safe, Veronica's like, look, we're getting rid of all the evidence. We're burning this mother down. So that really gets rid of the theory that, Hannah would be the one to get, Catherine's house, because she moved everything out, said she would either give it to charity or sell it for next to nothing. So that really tells us that we're getting ready for a new scenery for Catherine, because it seems like she might actually just be in the, property that she owns, where she and Hannah are staying now, just as Veronica got herself a new house. And then David staying at the, apartment building that like the little apartment that he owns in secret from Veronica. So I'm pretty sure Jim is going to be, somewhere eventually. I know if he's going to get an apartment or a new house, or hopefully not goes back to jail due to the whole Jennifer situation. But with Catherine burning down the house, hey, there's no telling what's going to happen. And I guess it goes back to what Jim was telling Catherine about in terms of like, look, every time you do something drastic, you create a huge mess that I have to clean up. I don't know how he's going to clean this thing up, put it that way, because remember, she was the one that killed Jennifer out of rage. Then David called the Malones for Jim to clean up the mess, and now the house burned down. So I'm pretty sure she wouldn't try to take an insurance policy on the house, because just as Maggie told David, it's like, look, if you try to take insurance out on the house, it's going to look like arson, and you just did it for the money. And that would have been a bad look, because remember, at that time when Veronica burnt down the house, it was all about him and Jim being in the governor's mansion. So at this point, I don't know what they'll be trying to hide or cover up. The only thing I could think of is the fact that it's clear that they got rid of evidence, because if I'm not mistaken, the DA was trying to question Catherine at the police station, but her and Veronica kind of walked out, and Veronica said, meet me at your house in 15 minutes, and they walked out. I wonder if the DA was still standing there listening to them talk. It's a running theme of this show that the characters have a bad habit about just, you know, talking about specific information that they shouldn't talk about in front of other people. So I really want to see what happens in the next episode, especially I'm pretty sure when Jim and David come up to the house and see the fire, is like, what the hell happened, or what, you know, what's going on. I bet Veronica's going to be like, damn, he wasn't in the house. And it's like, I'm pretty sure Veronica's going to be the first one to say something that, you know, like just a smart aleck attitude. And I can't wait for it. I feel like that's going to be more exciting than the actual house burning down. So it really is kind of sad to see the place go, because that was how we got introduced to the show. You know, that was the first scene we saw in the opening credits of episode 1, where the gates opened up and we got inside of the house. I believe that's when we were introduced to Hannah during her interview with Catherine to be a new maid. So, you know, it kind of reminded me of Iron Man 3. And again, I love making different references to these episodes. Iron Man 3, when Tony Stark's house got blown up by the Mandarin. You know, we got used to the house in movies 1 and 2, and then it was gone. So it felt like we lost a character. But I felt like the Cryer estate lost a lot of character, you know, after Amanda died, and, you know, there was just, and, you know, Jim and Catherine went through their dry spells. Just so much that went down to that house that it really is sad to see it go. But hopefully the burning down of that house means the, you know, foundation for just new material and new settings for the actual show itself. So with that being said, I will say that the house burning, again, Tyler Perry, you shocked me, you surprised me. It was great to see an episode end on a high note like that. I mean, the Candace thing was big enough, but then to take it to the next level. And again, I love how this episode was a perfect blend of drama as well as comedy, because after, you know, seeing Candace react how she did to Quincy Jr.'s death, we got that hilarious scene with Catherine and Veronica, and the fact that she's like, you know, Veronica was like, so do you think Jim was in there? Who really gives a damn? I'm just like, well, dang, Catherine, okay. So I just wanted to do this quick video of my thoughts on the house burning. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think that the DA is going to be suspicious about the whole, you know, convenience of the house burning down, the quote unquote last location that Jennifer was known to be alive at? So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I will talk to you next time.